What's going on, folks? I'm Automatic, and we're going to go over RB's match versus Justin Wong. And a little bit of insider info, I gave Justin a lot of information about what RB was doing, what was real and what was not. And he definitely used it to his advantage. And I don't think... I think that without me even telling Justin like some tactics here and there, I think he still would have won. I think Justin Wong is a player good enough. He already has a patient play style, just as Tokido, that he didn't need this kind of information to carry him or anything like that. But it certainly gave him an edge, and you will see in a moment just how powerful just having the right information available is in a match. So bada bing, bada boom. Justin playing very patient. The V skill is actually quite good against Urien because of the distance that it covers. It's midnight in US? Yes, it is. It is midnight. The V skill also grants Karin some meter, regardless if it is blocked or hit. If I'm not mistaken, I think so. That's very good for your Karin. Tries to I don't think that's very good. The quarter circle forward by Karin tries to make a play with it, but no dice. Air to air. This is -2. RB presses his own advantage. Grabs Justin again. No Oki, and this is one of the main things I told excuse me. Told Justin that Oki off of Urien's. This is very tiring to go through this. The third match. Maybe I should just do 2 at a time. But Urien's Oki off of a throw. He's only +11 and he's too far away. He can crush counter with crouching roundhouse. Or meaty with Torch Strong, but he has to manually time that. But either way, if he dashes up, he's -5. You can punish him for it. But he doesn't get much... Urien just does not get much opportunity off of his throw after they get knocked down. So I also told Justin that crouching roundhouse at max range is pretty good against Urien. But what I should have told him is that max range is very, very... like absolutely max range, because he can EX tackle you, and here he does a short tackle. It's actually not. You can punish with the target combo. You can follow up after the tackle, but that also has to be even max range. So it's a very tough situation to analyze at the moment. Throw bait, dash up throw, headbutt. Yep. So Justin Wong is too much of a reactionary player to fall for this, especially in the beginning stages of the match, where RB hasn't first established that he is going to throw him after a crouching short. And again, I mentioned that crouching short is only +1. You can throw people off of it, but if the opponent matches their 3-frame normal, he actually has nothing. So he's wanting Justin to do something that Justin does not naturally do, and that is mash. So that catches Justin on the dash-in. So that's exactly the moment I was like, Justin's got this. RB does the headbutt. He tries to do another headbutt. Justin has the information. He knows that there's nothing that Urien can do that's threatening. At worst, he will get a trade with jabs. The headbutt does not work. So again, he is just testing. Thank you, Acro55. 55555. Welcome to the lab. Again, he's just testing RB, just to see how he will respond. With that Rekka, he dashes back, and here he uses advantage. He uses that two. I think MP. I don't think it matters which punch strength that you use, but that Rekka from Karin has plus frames, but you can interrupt with the jabs. But he used the first Rekka to analyze what RB was going to do about it in the first place. And since he did nothing, that's when Justin felt confident that he can use the slightly more riskier, but he is rewarded with frame advantage. And here Justin is just kind of dancing around. RB is a little bit, wow, what? There's no way that was a headbutt. But that was a sick confirm. That couldn't have been a headbutt. If it was headbutt, he would have went through. I think he would have won. It should have been a headbutt. But nonetheless, Justin Wong confirms the super off of the Orochi, I think it's called. Really good stuff. standing roundhouse. And the thing I want to see, that crouching roundhouse, that whiff, that's another reason why it's very difficult to punish Karin's crouching roundhouse. What you have to actually do is punish a lingering hitbox with Urien's crouching jab. You have to crouching jab, maybe even standing jab. You have to crouching jab, EX tackle. Or you can just raw EX tackle. But that requires you to have a charge. So, if you see your opponent walk forward and then you crouching roundhouse, it's very difficult. I'm not sure if you'll have the charge available if you're not charging beforehand. Is medium or light tackle even good on hit? Asked the salty senpai. If I remember, it's like -3. So we can look at this briefly. So, medium or light tackle. Right here. All of these. So all of the tackles can be made safe and even +1 and +2 on the hard kick. You can be +2 on block if you space it very, very well. So they're okay. If you space them well, they can be safe. If they hit at the right point and they counter it, you can do another combo. I'll show you. So if I counter hit them, I know I can follow up with something like that. But I can also target combo into another tackle. But you have to be very careful doing this because you could misjudge it. You can hit the tackle up close and then you are -5 or -9 or -6. That sucks. So they can be good. You just have to know the spacing. So back to this. Be skill. Again, patient, very patient. This is very reminiscent of the way that Tokido played just outside of Urien's standing forward range. Tick grab. That's actually good on hit. If the crouching short hits, I think Urien is at a +2 or 3. Crouching lock kick +4. Wow. Yeah, he has to be +4 because it combos into the crouching lock punch. So +4 is actually more than what you really need for a throw. +2 or 3 is perfect for a tick throw setup. But he's +4. That's cool. I did not realize that. I mean, I kind of did because I can combo like that, but... That's jump back OS, I believe. Jump back OS with the standing, with the mid kick button. Now this is very, very, very important. This is something that I expressed like emphatically. Karin's mid kick is better than Urien's in terms of data. It's very important to know this. So if you look at the numbers, my standing mid kick is 8 frames of startup and -2 on block. It has better range. It has better range than Karin's mid kick. But it's -2 on block and 8 startup. So that means if I do it consecutively, if I do 2 standing mid kicks, it's going to be a 10 frame window. Now if you look at Karin's mid-range standing mid kick, it's 1 frame faster at 7 frames of startup. But it's also even on block. So if we're both mashing them at the same time, Karin will always win. If Urien does his standing mid kick, Karin blocks it. Karin does her standing mid kick in response. Urien can't do his. He can't do anything because that becomes essentially a 5 frame normal because Urien's at a -2 state. So I made sure you can dominate with this button against Urien as long as you're close enough. It's better. Very good safe play. So there's the punish on the roundhouse. Has to be max range. Dash up throw. And this is exactly what RB has been doing to other players. He dominates the mid range, he dashes up, and then he tries to throw them. Justin does the same thing. Good block. Good tech. Now, interestingly, very interestingly, if the headbutt hits, then you have more time to charge. You can do this all day. Even though it's not good, like I explained earlier. It's not good to do this. But if the headbutt whiffs, I have to wait. I can't do another headbutt immediately because the time that the opponent is in hit stop and Urien is in the air in, I guess, hit stop too, that gives me more time to charge it. Do it all day. But if I do it without actually hitting them, I have to wait for the charge. Or rather, I have to wait for after Urien recovers a little bit. So that's something I didn't realize. It's interesting. Do pros even bother looking at these bunch of frame data? Yeah, absolutely. Everybody does. They should more than they really do. There's a lot of well, I should say there's very few top players that don't have at least a sense of what frame data is. It's very important. I didn't start really winning tournaments until I understood. I was doing well, but understanding the blueprints of the game is what really... understanding the psychology, the blueprints, and putting them together is key to being a top player. Absolutely. You have to have all the information possible. Like, I came from an era where it was like, I'm not going to look at frame data. I play by feel. I don't need to know the numbers. I don't need that, you know? But then as you get deeper into it, you want to know why things happen specifically. And then you want to know if there's potential answers to problems that you're having. And frame data will guide you with that. It doesn't give you all of it. It doesn't give you logic. It doesn't tell you why somebody's doing something in the moment. But it tells you if what they're doing is real and what you can do about it potentially. So frame data is really, really important. It takes out the guess and test portion. You can be certain in your decisions if you have the frame data to back it up. So we have a standing roundhouse, crush counter. Very, very simple play. Standard Karin play. Oh, this is the reset. Now, actually, because Justin backtechs, there was a setup. I forgot the setup he used this. He did the setup before and managed to cross somebody up. But it seems that because Justin back recovered, it put him in the reflector. And when you have reflectors, you don't want them to be on top of it. You don't want the hits to expire all at once. You want to be able to bounce them off of it so you can maintain your pressure separately. But in this way, since Justin wakes up into it, he's able to just block all of it. And this is exactly the moment where I was like, yes! It's not safe to do. You can absolutely blow this up. And he dies for it, for doing these gimmicks. Holy crap, Justin. Justin Wong, America. Oh. Get something owned, kid. Justin did his homework. Someone did their homework. Little do they know. It was as if Justin had he had his arithmetic book, and they're like, okay, you gotta do like pages, one odd numbers, blah blah blah. And Justin was like, man, I don't have time to do all this. I don't know if I'm gonna be ready. I was like, hey Justin, the answers are in the back of the book, man. Here you go. Boom. Yep, and now Justin, it seems, is a bit more confident in the mid-range to press his buttons, to force RB to play proactively rather than to try to force Justin to play proactively. Justin is more the aggressor, and I think he's a little more confident now because he took the first match, and adjusting his playstyle, dialing up a little bit. It's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. Now RB is a little bit on the ropes now. He's playing a little bit more uncanny, unfamiliar, or uncharacteristic. Tried to headbutt there. Now, since I told this to Justin as well, when RB is in the corner, and this also is not a bad idea to do this, when he's in the corner, he's very willing to EX tackle. Because it is safe on block. If it scores a hit, that's a good knockdown. But if it is blocked, he still creates the space. He's no longer in the corner. So it gives him some breathing room. At the cost of 1 meter, but Justin blocks it. And RB stays in the corner. With punish on the throw. Stand roundhouse activate. This is great. Regardless of any of the situation. You actually cannot view reversal Karin if she stand roundhouses and then activates. And there's that tackle again. Reset into throw. Wow, he tried to headbutt here. I don't know why. The headbutt would have It would have hit them, blocked, does some chip damage. It wouldn't have gone over him if that was a jab headbutt. Yeah, I'm not sure. That was definitely a mixed execution. Definitely mixed execution. He tried to entice Justin to throw him there with the neutral jump. And again, not safe. Crouching, it will completely whiff. And he's punished for it. And Justin isn't actually punished to the best of his ability. Could have actually killed. If Justin loses this round, that would have... that's going to really suck. Nice block on the overhead. The overhead by itself is -4. When Urien target combos is -6. But spacing can be an issue where you can't contact him. So Justin being the aggressor, such a bad idea. Such a bad idea, that headbutt. I mean, it could have won the match. It isn't unfair to say that Justin isn't playing like Tokido, where Tokido in the beginning phases was just crouching and punishing headbutts. In that moment, it seemed like Justin wasn't doing the same thing. So maybe RB was onto something, that he was trying to be too aggressive and he could have punished him with that headbutt. But Justin was actually just too far away, and he does not actually punish it. So a lot of misidentifications in this whole round of the second match. First round, second match. Confirm crouching mid kick. For God's sake. So the fireballs are actually not bad at all. Because Karin's jump is so floaty, it's hard to predict. You have to predict much earlier than other characters. And with the Rasenha, just the same idea. He has to predict. So right there, it was exactly, he was trying to beat RB to the punch and throwing fireballs. The Orochi is invincible to fireballs. So he was trying to safely approach while having the read on RB's fireball. Use that standing forward. I sound like a coach. Use that standing forward. There we go. Dash and throw, just as RB was doing earlier. -2 has the range. Crouching roundhouse. Safe pokes here. No punish on that headbutt earlier. Wow, he just explodes with the X Rasenha. Is that Rasenha? Yeah, X Rasenha. Both players are going a little bit, like, trying to force their gameplay on the other. Really trying to force it. Justin has the corner and V-trigger. I think right there he was looking for wake up Asias or headbutt. Walking backwards there is very telling of that. But instead he gets to stand roundhouse. After waiting for that, activates, takes the round. You asked, so if RB was more patient, he would have had a chance. From watching this again, it feels very scrambly. It feels like some scrambled eggs. But yeah, I think he would have had a better chance in being able to observe Justin's game plan. Justin has an anti-game plan towards RB. RB is being, he's still sticking to he's applying the same strategy that he has been applying to everybody else. But in this situation, the unfamiliarity is only an experience. I think Justin just hasn't experienced punishing Urien, like with these headbutts that are coming out. But he knows how to play it safe and punish the strategy. Yep, just very, very patient. Just seeing what he does. Yep. Not a very good EX tackle. See, at this point, it's where the EX tackles are hurting him. It's not where it's a chance where it might hit them, or he's relieving pressure from the corner. He's just wasting it. Yeah, RB is just hitting buttons at uncertain times, just trying stuff. That was a really good neutral jump, though. Well, I'm not sure if that was a good neutral jump or it was a bad Orochi from Justin. I think it can be argued fairly both ways. Because it didn't seem like RB was playing the fireball game for Justin to try that again. More EX tackles. Now, in some ways I don't mind it because he has a full bar. If he EX tackles, now he's able to build more bar. So he spent something. So it's almost as if he got a free EX tackle because the round he's going to build another bar in the process. But if he held onto the meter, he lets go of the option to super. But if that EX tackle were to hit, then now he has the reward of that. And he's able to build meter in the process. So not a bad choice there. Now, Justin's game plan there was so obvious. I don't want to go back, but when somebody has V trigger available, you know they want to activate it, especially Karin from that range. He did stand roundhouse, blocked. Stand roundhouse again, V trigger, but it hit. So I'm not sure if RB was aware of Justin's game plan at that time, and if he was, I'm not sure how he was going to punish it. What you actually want to do there as Urien is walk backwards, and then the second roundhouse EX tackle. That's where you make your money. Is whiff punishing when you know they're hungry for they're bloodthirsty. They see red. They got V trigger. They want to activate it. They're gonna hit standing roundhouse. EX tackle. EX tackle whiff punishes. Justin saves the super and gets corner carry anyways because RB does not quick tech. Doesn't break the throw because Karin, her throws are ridiculous. Crouching short into Aegis. Now, okay, that's interesting. But before I get into that, oh, jeez, what was I just about to say? Okay, so you cannot. I'll go ahead and go up here. So you can short Aegis. It does work. But you can't do one into Aegis. If you do one, they're too far away from the Aegis. It doesn't work. You have to do enough shorts that will push them into it. However, RB was actually far enough to where crouching short with it. Not here. So that is interesting. And it does make sense. If somebody is attempting to throw to bait your reversal or to bait you throwing, then they're going to be standing at this range. It's very rare you see somebody from this range because then they will get thrown. So if you stand about here, then you can punish the throw. And just as a side note, one thing I didn't see RB doing much at all was baiting the throw and punishing with Crouching Fierce. This is very powerful for Urien. And it's somewhat surprising. And maybe he knows, but I'm not sure if he knows how to implement it. So let's say that Ryu is going to throw. He will throw, because he's committed to it. Notice how he's not in range. Ryu does not have the throw range to throw me at this point. But I do. Okay, maybe he does. Very interesting. So scratch that. If I walk backwards, just a frame, Ryu cannot throw me. So we can throw each other. But if I walk backwards, I'm crouching fierce him. I can whip punish him for throwing. Or use that. Or if you don't have a charge, you can go to Aegis if you have it. But you don't see RB doing much of that, and I would recommend. I would highly recommend it. So back to the match. He gets that one short into the reflector, and he tries to reset, but it actually messes him up because Justin is committed to holding back. He's committed to jumping back, and the reset off the reflector damages him more than it does help him because he doesn't capitalize off of it. Wow, no punish. That definitely would have killed standing rounds to punish the X headbutt. But again, he knows, but he's unfamiliar. Not enough experience. So Justin actually gets tagged by that fireball. Urien actually has... Oh, shucks. Oh, shucks. Thank you. It had to happen somewhere. Okay, good. We're not far off. So there's that standing roundhouse I mentioned earlier. And here's where he activates the crouching short into reflector. Actually, that was a confirm. That was a punish. Justin just completely avoids. And this is what I was talking about when I didn't switch the cameras. No punish on the EX headbutt. And then there is a metallic sphere that Justin gets hit by. And I'll show you why. So Urien has 12 different projectiles. He has the up sphere. That's the mid punch sphere. And the jab. The jab travels very slowly. Much slower than the strong. The strong travels quickly. So Justin was probably anticipating the jab, and then he jumps. But by the time that the strong sphere comes out, if you were to jump for the same timing for the slower fireball, it'll hit you. So it's hard to recognize in the moment. So yeah, Urien has 12 different fireballs because he has 3, and then you can charge those 3, and then he has the EX version. So it's 6 and then times 2, or 3 times 4. And just to give you an idea, this is really good. The EX fireball charged up. This hits 3 times. So if you have a reflector in front of you, bada bing, bada boom, you have free pressure. Just like now. Now, when you charge the jab and the fierce sphere, it travels really fast. It's like already there. And just to go off on a tangent a little bit, what I think is good, maybe not against for you because he has a fireball himself, what I think is really good is about the up reflector, is if you throw it here and then you keep one up here. Because you can constantly throw fireballs and they can't jump at you. What do? If you don't have a super, if you don't have something invincible, this is going to chip you a lot. Because it eliminates that upward threat. It can't jump at you. There's a lot of chip. It's a lot of chip and it's very chip. Change this. Change the fucking slides. There we go. Again, this isn't gonna work on Justin. That overhead like that. You have to first threaten him. And even so, Justin has very good reactions. Not likely to work. So that was a very sneaky V skill there. It's gonna allow him to anti-air Justin better. Ugh. So that headbutt is actually better. Again, headbutt when you have V skill active, headbutt has armor on frame 3. So this means if Justin were to hit standing 4, standing roundhouse, or Rochi or anything, it's very likely that the headbutt would contact him. He would absorb the hit, and he would have won the round for that. But it's still risky to do this. If Justin just chilled out, stayed out of range, or crouched, he could have punished the headbutt. Oh, we're seeing signs of frustration on both ends. Look. Man, I don't know, man. He just keeps trying stuff. And then RB is like, I don't know, man. He just keeps trying stuff. But yeah, looking back at this match, Justin is playing surprisingly aggro. I think Justin, you might be a little bit nervous going into this uncharted territories. Trades the anti-air. Yeah, Justin is definitely trying to press a lot more than I would recommend, but it's working. Especially because he's in the corner, keeps him there. And there is the punish on the headbutt. He could have done more. I think he thinks that regular headbutts are crush counterable, and they're not. That's possible. Or also, if RB were to hit a button after the headbutt, then that would be crush counter. But who knows? It's in the heat of battle. More standing roundhouse from Justin. Standing forward does not get clipped by the EX shoulders. Now Justin playing a little bit more safely. It's good. Now he has V-trigger. So now he's going to be looking to whiff punish with standing roundhouse. Oh, I don't agree. I actually advised against this. V reversaling. Was my stream dead? Stream dead? Because I see 0 viewers. Okay, cool. What was I talking about? Akuma, I'm so excited. Yeah, we'll talk about Akuma, and then after that, I'll close it out. Okay, so he V reversals here, But RB has demonstrated before that he knows how to throw people out of view reversals after he ages. So I didn't recommend he do this, but it worked. Whatever. Good block. That was a good... When Urien charges his fireball, it makes him recover less. So if he were to jump at that point, Urien could have anti-aired him and he had the reflector. So it was much better. It was much better here to just chill out and block. So Justin might be aware here that since he has V skill active, he might want to headbutt. So he's being a little more patient, and that's exactly what I was saying. But this doesn't benefit him as much. It doesn't benefit him nearly as much as if he had no V trigger active, because that would have netted him a bunch of. That would have gave him more meter because he's taking white damage. When you whiff a button, I'll show you guys real quick. There's 3 stages at how you gain meter. While Urien has V skill active. So we want this on normal. Okay. So notice I do a headbutt, I get no meter. I have V skill active, I get a little bit. And I got some notes somewhere that tell me exactly how much. I think it was 10 headbutts. Like 10 headbutts I have to whiff to get 1 bar. Yeah, it's about 10. But if I hit them, I get more. If I hit them with the headbutt, I get almost twice as much. If let me try that again. If I absorb something and hit them, I get a lot more. So watch my V bar here. I got almost half a bar. So you gain V meter from absorbing, from doing the move in the first place, and if you hit them. So in that situation, RB didn't benefit from any of that because his V meter is being consumed, or excuse me, it's being depleted because he still has another reflector out. But it still gave him a hit. He still benefited from having the armor. So he used it as a mid-range tool. And that's okay. The throw, and remember, he is +1 after a headbutt. So Justin could have actually hit a jab. He could have crouching jabbed here. That second reflector, no, that's no good advantage. Justin could have actually EX quarter circle forward. He would have gone through it. And I actually made videos for him. Now this is also good. The EX tackle is even on block. So since Urien doesn't have a 3-frame, thanks Mekshen, welcome to the lab. Since Urien doesn't have a 3-frame normal, even on block means he's at disadvantage against somebody who does. Because if I do my 4-frame and they do their 3-frame at the same time, I lose because it's just faster. Yeah, man. So Justin with the risky jump steals around. Man, somebody donated $20 today. That's awesome. 20 bones. I think that's the largest donation I've got. It's good. That's good, man. Feels good, man. Now this is raw. This is very much so both players playing by feel. Whereas Tokido, you saw a very sound strategy. And this is just Justin just playing a little bit of Marvel here. Creating openings quickly. Very on-the-fly adaptations. He looks so uncertain. RB is like, I gotta go back to the lab. $20 going to NOBC. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna buy the bus ticket. I'm going. Can't be helped. Yeah, Dimex says light kick tackle being 0 point blank on hit. Yeah, you have to space it so that you'll have advantage, which is it's not convenient to do that at all. But you have to spend the meter to get the knockdown when you get light attacks. So basically what Dimex is saying here, it's very true. If you have that crouching short, so this is the situation. They're guarding, they are crouching. You can't headbutt them. You headbutt it whiffs. So you're like, I don't have any meters, so I have to light kick tackle. You don't have advantage. Against for you, he has a 3-frame. So what you have to do here is EX tackle. You have to EX tackle to get a knockdown. You can also mess around with him a little bit, but to get the guaranteed damage and guaranteed knockdown, you have to EX tackle. You gotta do it. Okay. So Justin's up 2 matches. He's on the tournament set point, whatever. RB is down 1 match. So he has to play out of his mind right now just to get back into it. And Justin is trying to win here. Here's the Orochi for any fireball attempt, safe as it's -2. Standing fierce, he's trying to fish for a crush counter. He goes for not necessarily a Hail Mary, but something that's not gonna his pressure is gonna end here. Because now he's at -2. Justin Wong backs off. Maybe to punish a headbutt, I don't know. I've been doing delayed throw tech after light tackle to keep myself I do the same thing. Usually I just don't do it unless it's going to kill or I have super. Wow, did you see that dance? That was awesome. Tom Turbine, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the lab. So Justin Wong was mid-range. He wiggled a little bit. Roundhouse crush counter. Throw into the corner, stand forward. Again, he crush countered a headbutt. So RB has to stop doing this. My advice is to stop it. Relax. Go back to stand strong, low forward, back roundhouse. See, so when RB doesn't feel like he has an answer, he goes to the sky, EX knees. No whiff punish here. RB has to whiff punish these whiff normals by Justin. So anti-air there is going to guarantee that he's in the round, has a knockdown. The pressure is being applied. RB has V trigger. He's going to look to activate it. Those standing forwards there, you saw 2 standing mid kicks from RB. Guarantee 100% there was a reflector behind him. If you can see the inputs, guarantee 100%. Facts. Facts, my guy. He's still looking to activate. This whole time. Oh, okay. So I'm pretty sure he tried to activate off of that tackle, but the tackle hit later than he may have anticipated. So when he hit activation for Aegis, it was too early. He had to mash it a little bit. So now he has a knockdown. He's looking for Justin to do stuff, but Justin is so far ahead, there's no reason for him to take risk. He can just chill out and relax and block a little bit. Jumps out of the corner. Crazy. Just avoids a situation where, because this is something I told, if you're in the situation where he wants to do knees and cross up, it's not that hard to block. But I think Justin just wants to, didn't want to be put in that situation to begin with. So he leaves the corner. Facts. Fax machine. This is exactly what I was talking about. If you view reversal on the first hit when he does Aegis, he knows how to throw you, and he can throw you. There's many situations where you can't be thrown if you view reversal. And he does just that. And there's the up reflector. Now, this is why I'm not too sure about the up reflector in this situation, because although it only hits them if they're standing, if they're crouching, they still have access. They still have access to their crouching normals, and Justin crouching roundhouses them. You love this analysis? What? Thanks, man. Good. Good stuff. You're one of Andre's subs, too, because I see the reflectors. Good shit. He's a good guy. EX, that's projectile invincible, so if RB were to have thrown a fireball, Justin would have punished him for it, and he would have took the round. You really have to look at the position in the match and some of the decisions that the top players make, because they're not just I have a read. It's more, if I do this, I can win the match. Or I have the access to this, or I feel I'm so certain that he will do this. And it's also the risk involved. If I do this, is he going to be able to react in time to punish me for it? And not so much. Thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate it. Welcome to the lab. Hold on. Welcome to the lab. So Justin is very much so, he can poke his way to winning this match. He doesn't have to do anything crazy like the jump he did last match. Because he has enough of a life lead to where he's on the same position. Pokes won't kill him. If he does something a little crazy, like if he were to be crush countered or if he were to jump in and then get anti-aired, then he can be punished. Law of the lab. So here, you can see here Justin is just chilling out. He's being Tokido right now, just like the match we just saw. Crouching strong into crouching or into standing forward. Am I Rob Schneider's brother? Man, I sure have changed over the years. I came from a long, flowing, corn-rolled hair young man who played Gen to being compared to Rob Schneider's brother. I look more like that guy, Aliens, on the History Channel. Like it must have been Aliens. You know, this technology Urien had to have came from aliens. It can be only explained by alien technology. That's what I look like now. At least my hair. But I'm growing it back out. I'm gonna braid my hair again before I hit my 30s. I'm gonna pretend to be young. So there are the fireballs that Justin was trying to punish earlier. Justin is not jumping, and at this point, Justin Wong, he has been known historically to be a very turtle-oriented player. So this time being consumed, I don't know if he was conscious of it before, but now it's playing into the match big time. It is a big player in this match right now because now it forces RB to do a play. He has to go to Justin, or else he loses. And this is a very interesting animation from Urien that you don't get to see too often. So now he forces Justin into the corner, and he still has a meter to spare. And I don't think he can chip. Justin in time to get the life lead, so he has to hit him. Justin applies a little bit of pressure. This is killing time. He doesn't have enough time. So he goes in, crouching short. It's still not enough. From this range, he couldn't get anything from crouching short. And he has nothing. He has no aegis. He has meter, but that's it. So he forces the overhead, and he's a bit far. I'm not sure if this is even going to contact. No. It's too far away, and Justin punishes for the win. On a bing, bing, bing. So this is Justin's tournament winning round. Or it could be potentially. I don't know. I don't remember. So now Justin is jumping. Now he has more room and more risk. I feel like I'm pointing on a chalkboard with my mouse. He has a bunch of life, and he has meter to do tons of damage. So now, because of that first decision, it's easier for him to play the middle ground because RB is now hesitant to throw fireballs because Justin's shown that he is willing to jump at him. There's that max range crouching roundhouse. And again, this is set up because he jumped at him initially. Good spacing by Justin. This is just textbook Karin play. Right now, it doesn't matter that he's Urien. It doesn't matter at all. He's just playing Karin's game. No anti-air. RB attempting to play. He's very much so attempting to play patiently, but his back is against the rope. It's very difficult to do that in this situation. He was already convinced to not throw fireballs, so now he's left with nothing. Because it's almost as if he has not identified Justin's strategy in time. Yep, again. I don't know what's going on. That's violence knee drop. Guarantee the advantage. So he does throw him after the V reversal. It's good. And he has the corner pressure himself. So RB is not in a bad position here because he almost has a V trigger on deck. And now he has it. And this could easily turn around to be in his favor and he can take the whole round. No anti-air again. Now, RB is so scared to make a play. I think what he should have done was he should have gotten a read on when Justin wants to V-skill because that V-skill was left unchallenged the whole set. If he had a read and he hit standing fierce in the V-skill, that would have been lights out. That would have been a lot of damage. He could have... Let me see. If you get a crush counter on standing fierce and you have V-trigger and he has 2 bars... It actually doesn't matter. This is this counter. Actually, I need to V-meter myself. I think... Yeah, that's it. So he at least 378 guaranteed damage, and he could have done resets in between that. So that could have been a big player because now it would have changed the meta. if he prevented Justin from using his V skill, that prevents Justin from gaining V bar, and it gives him insane amounts of damage. It gives Urien V meter. It gives him position. It gives him damage. And it also prevents Justin from using it in the first place, which would allow him to use that dash-in strategy to play footsies better, to throw fireballs. But Justin is just constantly beating him to the punch. And again, RB, he's like, I'm in the corner. I don't want to do this. EX tackle Aegis. Every time. And Justin Wong just jumps back to avoid it. He gets anti-aired, and then he does the Street Fighter V thing where he lands and then hits buttons. And I think he could have won the match from doing that. Wow, that's crazy. This is a great way to apply pressure to his opponent, win the match potentially, or guarantee yourself more opportunities to do the same thing. So he tries to beta throw, it's standing roundhouse. Standing roundhouse is blocked, then he activates. So now he still has advantage. He could have killed him, and now he could kill him again, is what I'm trying to say. He throws, it's good. Very low on health. This is a very desperate situation for RB. And it looks like he goes back up into the air with the EX knees. Oh, he does a tackle. No, this is not good. This is actually punishable. And I think Justin tries to punish him, but he was too far away. He should have done actually, he might have tried to super. He might have tried to super. Let's look closely. I'm actually kind of curious. Because he showed earlier in the matches he's capable of supering after that. And I'm not sure if Urien is negative enough at that point to actually be punished by the super. But it seemed like whatever Justin did, he was too far away for it. But I think he meant to super. Did anyone else feel like Red Bull Tourney had high-level games like more than usual? Yeah, definitely did. What are Urien's AAs? I can go over that again. Maybe. He has a lot. He has a lot of anti-airs, but they're not easy. They take a lot of situational awareness to actually apply his anti-airs. So I'm really interested in seeing what Justin does after the second reflector comes out. Because RB did EX tackle, reflector, and that is not a real option. Okay, no worries. I'm constantly going over this kind of thing, so it's no big deal. We can talk about anti-airs. We can talk about life. We can talk about girls. I don't know why I went Stone Cold Steve Austin. Talk about girls, more beer, tequila, whiskey. So there's that V skill that could be punished. EX tackle Aegis. And then pretty soon here we'll see the second EX tackle into the second Aegis. And I think it's after the throw here. This could have killed. And now, crouching forward. Oh, okay. So I think RB316. So here's what I think Justin was thinking here. My camera's out of focus? When does that ever happen? Okay. So Justin whiffs a crouching forward after he throws him. Now crouching forward has the benefit of being a crouch normal. So if RB has some crazy ideas, I don't know, like headbutt, as long as it wasn't EX, actually I probably should have told Justin that EX headbutt will hit crouching normals. But I think his idea was to avoid it at the same time with that crouching forward. So if RB were to headbutt here, he's done. He lost. But he does nothing, and instead he EX tackles. Right? Yep. Justin gives him space to do this. He EX tackles into the second reflector, which is actually negative. You can see him trying to punish him for it with crouching strong. Too far. That sucks. That really sucks. I think standing forward would have been better. Super would have been better. And standing strong, standing fierce would have been better. But crouching strong is just too short. And we got some followers. Let me catch up. I think Acetate, Tom Turbine, Mech Shen, Acker 555. I got that one. Luke P 286. Jeez, I'm getting a little restless here. So yeah, Justin Wong's a bit too far away to actually punish this. And instead, he gets punished. So that's kind of a bummer. So RB goes for the guaranteed damage because what he has seen here is that Justin is willing to challenge his resets with jump backs, with reversals. So he goes for the guaranteed damage because these are his last. This is his last effort. And it's almost as if he's avoiding losing at that point. Because if his reset is unsuccessful, he loses. So he goes for the guaranteed damage. How negative is EX Tackle to Aegis? I don't know the exact number, but I can tell you that if Urien does low forward into the second Aegis, not the first one, the second, if he does low forward, the low forward hits them and then he reflectors, Karin can punish that with her standing roundhouse. Just to give you an idea of how much space is between there. It's a lot. Tell you what, you can look at the recovery. We can do the math a little bit. So we want to look at the second V trigger and the recovery of that, right? Is that right? 24 stars. Okay, you gotta look at all this. All of this is important. 24 startup, 6 recovery. So that means after I cancel my normal, I have 30 frames of recovery. 30 frames of recovery. Now some of this is changed to determine on what button that you hit, because it's going to change the amount of hit stun that your opponent is in. So if I were to do standing fierce into a second reflector, it would be less negative than if I were to do standing short into the second reflector, because it causes my opponent to be in less of a hit stun state. But even if I do standing fierce into the second reflector, I'm very punishable still. But it's hard to calculate the exact number without knowing how much hit stun it occurs. But in any case, just to give you a brief demonstration, I'm going to set my opponent to guard everything. And let's say standing roundhouse. We use standing roundhouse as an example because we know standing roundhouse is somewhat slow. Standing roundhouse is 10 frames total for roundhouse, or for For Ryu, his standing roundhouse is 10 frames of startup. So we know that I'm at least -10 if I demonstrate this properly. So now, Ryu is going to do standing roundhouse after he blocks something. The first reflector, I totally have advantage. He can't even leave block stun. He can't even leave block stun to actually try a button. But the second reflector, if I do standing... Oh shit, I need to put that right. The second reflector, if I do standing fierce, punished. I am at least -10. And there's nothing else that really changes. Low forward, punished. Now I'm going to try EX Tackle. And this will tell me if I'm at least -10. Yeah, it's no good. It doesn't work. And I'm sure it's not too much different on hit. So as I mentioned, if you want, I like how I grab my hitbox again, like, okay, I gotta show them this. If you really want an advantage off of the second reflector, you have to throw the EX Sphere. That's the only way. Unless you hit them really late. Or, excuse me, not really late, but far away. And even that, I don't know, I wouldn't try it. You have to forward, you have to close reflector to really create that opportunity. And I think you can actually combo... You can see how infrequently I use this, because I would prefer this situation over this one. Unless I have super, in which case, super them off of the reflector. But to answer your question, he has no advantage after the EX Tackle. It's no good. So let's wrap up. What's going on, T-Ninja? Tinja? Double O Tinja. Overhead, that could have costed him the match. He was -6. He really tried to kill Justin with that, and Justin has a super... What does he have that's 6 startup for Karin? Off of that mid-punch, he could have standing mid-punched, crouching mid-punch, and even crouching mid-kick he could have punished there. But unfamiliarity. Wow. Why? Why, Justin? That was very dicey. Very dicey. Switch video feed. My bad. Go back. NYC Jonah, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the lab. So we get to watch this round again because I'm not good at switching screens. Forgive me. See there, you can see where the EX headbutt beats his crouching forward. You didn't know it was so negative? Yeah, man. That's what this stream is about, man. I can do the whole thing where I play ranked matches, I get a little upset, I do some cool stuff, you know. That's cool. It kind of sucks. I don't like playing ranked here because I'm on Wi-Fi. So I try to not do that. But I prefer to have a stream that's more towards, or at least to have both, educational and like I want people to think better in this game. I want to give people the tools to actually be successful and to understand and enjoy the game at a better understanditative. Maybe you should do ranked then do a massive analysis of your own replays. I wouldn't mind doing that. I definitely upload a lot of matches on Twitter, highlights. You can find those, same thing, automatic, twitter.com/automatic. That's me. Okay, empty jump low. Okay, that's exactly what I advised Justin. I've been saying exact. That's my crutch for today. Exactly. But torch strong for Urien is -2. The overhead option will crush 3-frame normals. It actually wins against that, but it's not threatening unless he has Aegis available. But he goes low. Now the low option, since you're at a -2 state, crouching short is 4 frames of startup. There's a 6-frame window in between that, so it's actually quite risky still for Urien to do that. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Am I still moving to Greensboro? I am heavily considering it, and it's very likely, yes. Gotta go back to school. There's that EX tackle while he's in the corner, takes him out of the corner, and actually contacts, but he doesn't pressure Justin. Justin has full meter and full resources, so I don't exactly blame him. That would have been a lot of damage to have. I was gonna say leave on the table, but he would have potentially put himself at risk. So he lets the situation go, and he actually puts himself back in the corner. And he has no meter to EX tackle yet. Now he does, but he gets clipped. And Justin immediately goes into super. He smells blood. He's like, I'm going to win this whole match. You're in the corner. Your life is low. Goes back to neutral. So this is actually somewhat in RB's favor now, because he has Aegis now. UNCG? Yeah, very likely I'll go back to UNCG. I did 2 years there, and then I joined the military. And now I'm no longer in the military. Now I got a beard, now I got a Jufro. Feeling pretty good. So these spheres are actually placed pretty well, because as you saw, Justin jumped, and he was not able to punish him efficiently for it. So now Justin is almost as if he is beckoning him. Throw another fireball, see what happens. And RB gets a little bit more antsy. There's the tackle into Aegis. Just goes for it. So it's so much better to whiff punish with this. If RB would just wait for a standing roundhouse and then tackle and then Aegis, it would be so much better. So crouching short, bounces off the reflector, no resets, nothing fancy. And you know, I just don't. This setup is not as good as the other one. It's not as good. I think you get a little bit more damage, but yeah, that's rough. Look at Justin. That's rough.